5 warning signs your body needs to see a doctor immediately. An urgent reminder for those over 60. Once you cross the age of 60, your body no longer sends out clear warning signs like it used to in your younger years. Vague aches, unusual fatigue, or a strange fleeting sensation could be a sign of something far more serious. Sadly, many people choose to stay silent, ignore the symptoms, or reassure themselves with the phrase, "It's probably nothing." This kind of complacency has cost many people dearly, sometimes even their lives. If you're reading this, take a moment to reflect on your body. Don't underestimate what may seem like minor symptoms. Sometimes, those small signals are the body's final cry for help. Imagine waking up one morning feeling more exhausted than usual. Not the kind of tiredness from a bad night's sleep, but fatigue that feels like you just ran a marathon. You stand up, your limbs feel weak, your breathing is shallow. Yet you push through the day thinking, it's probably just ordinary tiredness. One day passes, then 2, then a week, and by the time you decide to see a doctor, it's already too late. This isn't fiction. It's the reality faced by thousands of older adults every year, those who didn't listen closely or early enough to their own bodies. Don't let yourself be the next. The human body is a remarkable creation. It always finds a way to send signals when something's not right. But after 60, those signals are no longer loud and obvious like a cough or a high fever. Instead, they become quieter, subtler, but far more dangerous. Some people feel a heaviness in the chest, but it's not a sharp pain like in the movies. Just a sense of mild shortness of breath, or slight discomfort in the middle of the chest. But that very feeling is often a silent heart attack, the kind most common in older adults, and the most deadly if not treated immediately. Others begin to feel dizzy more often, especially when standing up or turning quickly. But they don't seek medical help, thinking it's just low blood pressure due to weather changes. They don't realize it could be the early sign of a circulation disorder or even a mini-stroke, the brain's way of giving a sneak preview before a major attack. Then there are those who start losing weight rapidly, without explanation. Clothes become loose, the face appears thinner, shoulder bones protrude, and they're actually happy about it, thinking, losing weight is good, right? They don't realize that unexplained weight loss in the elderly is often a sign of cancer, diabetes, or other serious chronic diseases. A woman in her 60s from Dalat once shared, "I had dull abdominal pain for 2 months. I thought it was just digestive issues and endured it. Only when the pain became unbearable did I go to the doctor, and it turned out to be acute pancreatitis. I nearly died." Her eyes filled with regret and sorrow. If only she had gone to the doctor a little sooner. The real danger isn't the disease itself. The real danger is complacency. An older body is like a car that's been driven for many years. It might still look shiny on the outside, but the inside could be worn out and needs regular checkups. No one knows when that car might break down if you keep driving it without maintenance. The same goes for your body. Sometimes a strange headache, persistent insomnia, or a mysterious bruise. All are red alerts you simply can't ignore. One symptom often dismissed is changes in memory. Many people over 60 begin to forget names of loved ones, what they've eaten, or where they placed familiar items. They think, I'm just getting old, forgetting things is normal. But in truth, these changes could be early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's, both conditions that can be slowed down if detected early. No one likes to admit they're aging, but getting older doesn't have to mean being weak, sick, or putting up with abnormalities. On the contrary, aging requires more proactive care than ever, staying observant, taking care of yourself, and visiting the doctor at the first sign of something unusual. Some symptoms may seem harmless, but are actually the body's internal alarm bells. A lingering cough, a wound that won't heal, or even spotting blood in your urine just once. Every symptom carries a message, and your job is to pay attention. It's heartbreaking how many people are diagnosed at a late stage, just because they didn't listen to their bodies. Some only find out they have cancer after the pain becomes unbearable, or only realize they have kidney failure after days of dehydration and prolonged loss of appetite. Every day is precious, and sometimes a single day can mean the difference between life and death. Ask yourself, how long has it been since your last general health checkup? How many times have you ignored fatigue, aches, or abnormal changes thinking it's probably nothing? Are you gambling with your life through that very attitude? What will happen to your loved ones if you fall seriously ill without warning? Will they get to say goodbye? Will they live with guilt thinking, if only I had reminded Mom to see the doctor earlier? These are painful questions, but ones that have haunted thousands of families every year. You don't need to wait until you can't walk to call a doctor. You don't need to wait until the pain is unbearable to go to the hospital. You have the right to take initiative, the right to prevent, and you deserve to be cared for from the very first symptom. No one understands your body better than you. Don't stay silent when your body is screaming for your attention. Every ache, every change, every abnormal sign has a reason, and you have the right and the responsibility to find out what that reason is. Don't let "it's too late" be the last 3 words in your life story. Old age shouldn't just be a time of slowing down in loneliness and worry. It should be written with intention, with understanding, and with the belief that, if cared for properly, old age can still be the most beautiful chapter of a person's life. People often fear death, but perhaps what's more frightening is living in regret. Regret for missing the opportunity to protect oneself. Regret for staying silent for too long in the face of unusual signs. Illness doesn't always arrive violently. More often, it comes gently, quietly, sneaking in through the smallest of changes. That's why you must learn how to listen. A wise elder is someone who never ignores any signal from their body. An unusual bruise, a mole that changes color, a strange sensation during a trip to the bathroom. These might be the beginning of something that requires intervention. And sometimes, just seeing a doctor a few weeks earlier could help you avoid a long journey of medication, chemotherapy, or even an unwanted ending. Being proactive doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger than ever because you're taking responsibility for yourself. Being proactive is also the greatest gift you can give to your family. When you're healthy, they can be at peace. When you take every warning sign seriously, they don't have to live with regret. Remember, doctors aren't just there to treat illness. They're there to walk beside you. Don't wait until you're sick to see them. See them when something just feels off. Go to the clinic when there's something you can't quite explain. The people who live the longest aren't necessarily born with perfect health. They're the ones who are careful, sensitive, and never wait for tomorrow. Old age shouldn't be a time of fear, but a time of enjoyment. But to enjoy it, you need the foundation of health. And health, as we know, doesn't always appear on the surface. It hides in every tiny change, every vague sign, every feeling that something's a bit different than yesterday, and only those who pay attention can catch it. You may have gotten used to enduring in silence, because throughout your life, you've endured hardship, pain, and loss. But don't let that become a habit. You've come so far to reach this age. You deserve to live the rest of your journey in better health, with more ease and fulfillment than anyone else. That tightness in your chest, even if it's brief, those little stabs in your lower abdomen, sudden changes in heart rate or blood pressure, none of these should be taken lightly. These are signs your body, after decades of walking with you, is trying to send. It doesn't speak with words, but it has its own language, and you're the one who must learn to hear it. One morning, you wake up and find you don't feel like eating, even though you were eating normally the day before. Don't dismiss it. Loss of appetite could signal depression, malnutrition, metabolic disorders, or many other underlying conditions. Any change in eating habits should be a red flag, especially for the elderly. You should also pay attention to changes in your sleep. If you consistently wake up at 2 to 3 a.m. with palpitations, sweating, or a racing heart, it may not just be insomnia. It could be linked to your cardiovascular system, nervous system, or hormone imbalance. And there's only one place to get a clear answer: the hospital. Some people notice they walk slower, feel unsteady, or trip more easily. Don't just comfort yourself by saying, "I'm old, it's normal." Sometimes it's a sign of muscle loss, osteoporosis, or issues with motor function, all of which can be prevented or treated if diagnosed early. Also, be mindful of your emotional and mental changes. If you find yourself more irritable, feeling down without reason, or losing interest in everything around you, Don't assume it's just the loneliness of old age. Depression in the elderly is real, but it's often overlooked because it doesn't manifest as clearly as it does in younger people. Sadly, it can silently lead to physical decline or even suicidal thoughts, if left unaddressed. Health isn't just in your heart, liver, or lungs. Health is in the balance of your entire being, physical, mental, and emotional. And older adults need to care for all three at once. You don't need to be a medical expert to sense that something isn't right. You just need to trust your instincts. Because your intuition, after so many years of life, is one of the most trustworthy guides you have. When something feels off, don't rush to tell yourself you're overreacting. Maybe you're not. And just one simple medical checkup might help you sleep better for many nights afterward, because you'll know everything's okay. Old age should be a time to live fully, slowly but peacefully. And the first step to achieving that is, never ignore any signal your body is trying to send you.